I have met Lewis in person. I think the first time was when I was like 9 years old. I just told him, I want to be like you. And he was like, if I can do it, you can do it too. Those words, it still lights up my desire, my passion very strongly.
Well, how about Aleef? Manages to hold on to the lead.
Aleef Hamilton is on the charge.
They have to go much quicker, but Aleef Hamilton goes past the outside.
Aleef Hamilton from Singapore.
My first time actually being at this part of the track was like 2014 when I won some tickets, so yeah, it's pretty special to be here. So yeah, that's the podium. I've got the honor to watch Lewis win. My ambition was to be a Formula 1 driver, but it was too expensive. So yeah, professional sim racer is pretty good. Esports is a very nice leveler where you don't have to be rich, you don't have to be loaded with cash to win. So on esports, yes, the car is all the same. That's the nice part of it. So we are all usually running similar cars, but different setups. It requires a lot of fitness because it is a very active form of esports, because you are using your hands, you're using your legs, and you're using your core to keep steady when you are driving. Real life drivers actually use sim racing a lot more. I have raced with Max Verstappen in a sim just beside. I've raced with Romain Grosjean, I've raced with Marcus Ericsson, and oftentimes they actually ask the pro sim drivers for tips because the sim drivers know the ins and outs of the game. This is my favorite track. So just looking at the chicane, looking at the track, looking at all the tire marks and trying to remember what are the significance of them. I have not driven here yet. So that's my bucket list one day. When Formula 1 came to Singapore, they had all the road shows going around. So they had the simulators over there and they had driving instructors. These simulators are free to play. So the only time I had access to a wheel was at these road shows. So I had a very unorthodox way of learning about things where I didn't have a coach, I didn't have a teacher, but I actually watched a lot of YouTube videos of real Formula 1 drivers driving. The reason why I'm this good is because of Lewis. I've always watched his videos. So for example, I'd download hundreds of Lewis Hamilton videos and then I'd analyze that, just sit down and analyze that. My next goal is probably to be a world champion. So I've been a world finalist for 7-8 times, so ideally that would be the next step to win the whole thing. Going into the Olympic Esports Week, I feel it's a very proud moment for myself to be able to compete at such a big stage. I mean, whenever there's the world's best, it's always going to be tough. So I have that respect on all the drivers. So my esports career does feel like it's come a full circle right now. Having gotten advice and knowledge from Lewis to be able to give back to the community. It's always going to be lonely at the top, but that's kind of the trade-off that you have to accept if you want to win in your own game.